Welcome to the No Ideas Original Podcast featuring Shannon, Mr. Rob, and Ken. Ken is not here with us today, but we still gonna get it popping for y'all. What's up, bro? How you been doing, man? How's your week been so far?
I've been doing all right. My week has been going good. Happy Culture Wisdom Cipher Day. All you buttheads out there. We out here. The week has been great, man. I got 4 dogs now, bro.
Yo, I seen you. I seen you on IG. I'm like, yo, this dude look like a damn dog walker.
Yeah, son. I'm out there with 3 of them, like I'm wrangling horses at a damn parade with the 3 of them, bro. But it's been pretty.
You may
cool.
want to make a business out of it.
Listen, you know what? And as I was doing it, people driving by and honking the horn. I'm saying, yo, people gonna start saying, yo, Rob, can you walk my dog too? Like, listen, for a hefty price, I would, because I gotta put up shit too. Right. Damn right.
That's wild.
The week has been good, man. I can't complain. It's been easy. The weather's kind of up and down, but you know that's the way it is up here in Connecticut. So, how about yourself?
I've been chilling, man. I've been good. You know, just a lot of little shit going on at work, putting out fires. But other than that, yo, all is good. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Get together, watch the fight. I'll have some drinks and everything. Yo, shout out to Young. Peace, Young. What's up, Jeff?
Peace,
what's good, bro? Bay Area, Jeff, BTP Media. Yes. Yo, so tonight we got a really dope episode. You know, I feel like that we kind of go through our factions where we have like moments where we like in a pocket, a sector in terms of like who we talk to, right? So 1 minute we could be talking to everybody from Queens. The next minute we talking to, you know, nothing but Brooklyn cats or whatever, you know. But lately we kind of been, you know, the last couple of episodes we've been shifting and we've been going to the West Coast with it, you know. So we had DJ C, we had Greedy Greg. You know, we just got we kind of got the Cali vibe going on, you know. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it because we have an opportunity, you know, given the fact that we both East Coast dudes, to actually really catch up with people that's like West Coast hip hop historians and people who appreciate the craft just as much as us.
Right.
So yeah, I say a lot to say that I'm happy to bring to the platform Dios, Negasi, Regan Era Records. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Yada Dur, what's happening, man? We in the building.
What's going on, man?
Salute. Yeah, I've been listening to your latest project like crazy, man.
Man, I appreciate it, brother.
Bro, that's a project.
Fire on there.
From 1 to 14, man. My biggest joint, and I'm not even from LA, is out here.
Out here in LA.
That's I ain't even gonna front on you, Paul. That's my shit right there. So.
It's a funny story about that record, but also we got a couple remixes coming. Okay. For like cat from New York gonna do one. Got my nigga from Cleveland gonna do one. Nigga from South. It's just like a forewarning kind of type thing before you go places.
Right, crazy out here. Don't
you know what I mean? Don't just think shit is all pancakes and whipped cream, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It ain't palm trees out here.
Yo, so tell us, how did Regan Era Records come together, and who is actually the artist that on Regan Era Records?
Man, the shit is my cousin is Halo. That's my first blood cousin. Okay. Ike Burners, that's my nephew. Man, like majority of us are family, but then like Skrills, I known Skrills since like 8th grade or some shit like that. Turk, Sneaks, and all of them, like we've known each other probably now just for a long time. Everybody was doing their own shit, and then when I started producing, that's when it kind of like came together, like a couple years ago, maybe like 4 years ago.
Yeah, and y'all predominantly family.
The majority of us are.
Yeah, and what's it like though? What's it like coming together and working collectively with family? Because I feel like what always happens is like when you working your way to get to something, you know, it's easy. It's easy because people are solely operating on, you know, the mission and the vision and the potential of what could be. But when you get somewhere and you actualize stuff, then that's when shit get a little bit weird sometimes.
Oh man, you know how family is, man. They the oldest nigga is in charge to them. You know, it don't matter what the fuck you doing, nigga. Halo think he the boss of everybody, nigga. Like at the end of the day, but nah, you know, it's just family though. You know what I mean? We all grew up and we kind of know the rules. You know what I mean? You know the edge, if you will. So, but we work. The niggas don't listen. It's hard to get the motherfuckers to listen a lot, but They about to do some shit. Him and Skrill, they about to do some shit that I told them to do 3 years ago.
They finally get to it.
Yeah. So
Yo, you know what it make me think about? Like, you watch. Well, we was talking behind the scenes about like the Wu-Tang stuff. So clearly, you watched the Wu-Tang saga. You seen the last season play out with RZA and how RZA struggled. Like after people actually got the notoriety to kind of bring them together.
Nobody want to listen no more, nigga. You don't know what you talking about, my nigga. I you know, before that shit all went down, I was watching interviews. I remember Ray saying, "This nigga RZA walking around with a guitar on his back." I said, "What the fuck?" Yeah, hey, but you know, I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know what happens. It's just people, niggas got their own ideas. But if you brought me somewhere, I gotta stay with you. I gotta go with what your ideas is. If you got me to this place, you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Yo, what's your earliest memories of hip hop?
Man, I can go back to my brother, man, making me Rello, blackface. He making me. I used to have to do Rudy Ray Moore and shit for niggas. Like, yeah, I mean, I used to have to do that.
Not the Dolomite.
Not impressive.
Man, I would have to do that shit. Yeah, man. Dolomite, I had to do all of that. I had to do Eddie Murphy shit, the one when the nigga had the rose in his mouth. I had to recite that for all his homies. And then I was spitting NWA verses. Like it was like, but I'm a little kid though, like, and that was my job, I guess.
Wow. Damn.
Yo, so you know what though? You know what? At the same time, though, my pops, rest in peace. He was on Sugar Hill Gang, and I never forget this. Matter of fact, I was like, I had to be like 7 or something. He comes I'm taking a bath or whatever. I'm just in the water, kid shit. And he like, so what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a rapper. He said, word. He didn't say word, but he like, you know, yeah. Well, let me hear you rap. And so I did like a little 1-2 type of thing. And he said, if you can't rap for a minute, you ain't gonna be no rapper. Fuck it. Get that shit out your mind. Matter of fact, call your mama. Come whoop his ass right now.
Get him back in line.
If you can't rap for a minute, you ain't gonna be no rapper. And I said, well,
oh man. So talk to us a little bit about like what it was like growing up in LA.
Right.
Man, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Shit. Like, yeah, that shit is like drive-bys. The first drive-by I seen, I was probably like 8. But we still played outside though. That was like the
norm. It was normal.
Yeah, like it wasn't normal, but it was still like I can't explain it, bro. Like moms was working, you know what I mean? Pops out fucking around doing what he doing. When the street lights came on, that's when we had to be in. It don't matter if niggas was shooting or doing whatever. I mean, of course, somebody was shooting, they gonna come get you, but we just lived around that, man. Niggas getting high in the back, crackhead. We thought he was a fucking wizard. Yeah, I mean, an evil wizard type shit running around the streets. Yeah, just as a little kid over there, man. So
yeah. You know what that is though? Like, cause I had the same experience growing up in New York. I think it's sad, but we kind of become desensitized to it, like, right? That's just our life. We like, oh, okay, all right. That's
it's PTSD happening. Though. Niggas had PTSD
long time.
Yeah, who's the killer lived next door and shit. You talking about you? What you mean?
The rapist.
Yeah,
everything.
Hey, this is one of the things I like to tell people all the time. I'll be like, it's undiagnosed schizophrenia and shit. They might be like, yo, that's nutso. And if you ask, like, well, why is that motherfucker nutso? Because he be spazzing out and doing all kind of shit. Nah, maybe he got a mental illness for real. Like he not just on some
right.
But nobody thinks about
what led him to get there.
Yeah,
it might be a chemical imbalance, and nigga really on some need some medicine type shit.
Yeah. But it's crazy how we normalized it though, right? We like, oh, he just
that's nuts. So he cool. Oh, he do shit like that. He just shoot niggas and shit. He be chilling though. He'll be chilling in 10 minutes.
But you know what? I had the pleasure to visit California a bunch of years ago. My mom's had moved out to LA, and I think she lived off of Crenshaw and Century.
Okay.
There was a post office over there. To make a long story short, you know, like we come from the Bronx. You come to the Bronx, you see it like, all right, this is the jungle. I went to LA, like, this shit is fun out here. It's nice. The weather's good.
It's like an island. It's like an island.
I lie to you not. I walked outside with a fucking M1 shirt, and it said Automatic 3 on it, and it was blue. And my mom's boyfriend said, "Get your ass back in the house. Take that shirt off."
Yeah, you're gonna be neutral.
Yeah,
You're gonna be depending on where you at, but still, you kind of just to play it safe. You want to be neutral.
Yeah, he didn't want me to get into nothing, man, because I was going out there to play ball, and I was like, "Is it serious like that?" He said, "Take that shirt off, nigga." That's what I mean by that.
Real shit.
Yo, despite being from LA though, like your music seems to have like that golden era 90s hip hop feel. Like where'd that come from? And is that intentional?
Well, like I was saying, like the music from my pops to my brothers and sisters and shit, they was always playing that shit. And it just so happened the first album I ever brought was with my own money, my own little money. I brought Redman What the Album.
Oh, that album's fire.
Talk about something to get hooked on right there.
Mm-hmm. Man, yeah. And I was like, this motherfucker's crazy. How could I ever write like that? So I feel like that influenced. The second joint I got was Dell, the Funky Homo Sapien. I was and I was just locked in. That's where I really started to hone my skills at. Right. And I kind of felt it would be corny to say the golden era records. Like that's kind of crazy. So
yo, that's like a in terms of like the continuum though, like to go from Redman to Della Funky Homo Sapien.
Yeah. I mean, but Dell was burning back then. That Catch a Bad One, that's when I caught him. I didn't have the word Brother George. That was before, you know what I mean? I was up there, but I caught the Catch the Bad One. And he was burning up shit on there.
Yo, I feel like I feel like Redman is an underrated MC. Like, yo, a lot of people don't give him the credit he deserves.
Man, Redman is the God MC, low key. Man, he give if you go back and listen to, I don't know many people you can do this with, right? But if you go back and listen to his old shit, he was killing from day one.
From inception, man.
He never lost a step.
Yeah. Crazy shit. Wasn't he a DJ too? Didn't he start out as a DJ?
Yeah, they said he was DJing for I forget who, but he was a DJ at first. Word. And you know what? I just heard Eric Sherman say that shit. He said a line talking about I jam something, I rock like the band or like the music, some shit. And I was like, damn, that is a different way to say it. But he said once he heard him say that line, that's what made him want to put him on as an MC.
Yeah, no, he's crazy. Like that first album too. I remember Superman Lover, Time for Some Action. He had Watch It Nuggets on there. I think he had.
Come on, man. Red is still. I just heard him on some shit with Royce the 5'9" like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I like Royce a lot too.
But Red is still boxing niggas.
Yeah. Two pieces out there. Talk a little bit about the respect. How big of a gap is there with pioneers and today's artists, even if there's even a gap?
I just feel like the style has changed. You know what I mean? Like if you're saying like, if you're trying to say somebody like Rakim versus like a 21 Savage or something, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's two different styles of music. Like I think actually hip hop should be broken down into subgenres. You know what I mean? Like you got, I'm not gonna say real hip hop, but you see what I'm saying? You got this kind of hip hop, you got that kind of rap, and this kind of this, because that's just too far in between.
Well, you know, KRS-One just think rap is what you do, hip hop is something you live. So if you're not living it and you just here to glorify with the sensationalization of your clothes and your jewelry and the money, but you're not talking about nothing, there is a difference. And I think sometimes that might be the gap.
True, but it started on that. Look at Slick Rick and them and Dana Dane. That was it. The gold chains and the whoop and all of that. Don't forget KRS had a Uzi on the cover.
Yo, you know,
I mean, hey, much respect, much love to KRS, man. He did a record with my boy's Grand Official. But that nigga had a Uzi on that motherfucker.
Yo, you know what it is though? I think that not so much the materialism and the material aspect of it. I think it was easier for people to accept and embrace it back then because there wasn't as much money associated with it. Now I think the commercialization, you know, it just comes across as being so commercial. So we looked at, like, for me, I looked at Slick Rick back then. I'm like, yo, he got jewels, he iced out. Dana Dane got this or got that or whatever. But I didn't look at them in the same vein that you look at like some of these other dudes where it's like, oh, it's doing the Bugatti, he got this, he got that, or whatever. So I don't know if that made people actually embrace it and look at it like, yo, this dude is still hip hop. He's still touchable, attainable. He's still for the people, kind of thing. Like I think that's where people kind of
was the image. But when Slick Rick rap, when you hear Children's Story, you hear Mona Lisa, it was the stories that drew you in versus what he was wearing or what he looked. Because when I watched Slick Rick, I would say what color ballies he had on. Thinking rocking the Kangos.
Yeah. Let me cop them. Let me get there.
Yeah, he was dressed to the nines before the jewelry. You know what I mean? So I appreciated that. So, I mean, like I could go out there wear some slacks and a nice sweater.
Yeah. Big Daddy Kane as well.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the gap is, you know, the younger generation want to express themselves. And the older generation have already expressed themselves. I think what needs to happen is there needs to just be a common thread on what we're doing here. We're here with a message. You know, regardless of what, we're images and we're portraying a message to our audience. And it should be the right or the correct.
Yo, so if you ain't catch that, that's Rob politically way of saying like some dudes is whack.
Nah, look though, you know what though? Whatever's happening, I was just telling this to somebody the other day. I said, man, it's so much now though.
Right, it's so much
that if you focus on what's whack, because this is a department for that shit. You know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck if they selling hundreds of millions, whatever. It's not whack to somebody, but you know what I mean? Coming from where we at and where we grew up at and the shit that we used to, I see them posters, that Nas and all of that. Where we come from, Tribe Called, we come from that. They don't come from that. I think their youngest people might be Soulja Boy or some shit. And them they OGs. No, you know what I'm saying? We got different type of OGs.
Right.
You're gonna respect the game different. But if what they doing don't sound right, it's still dope shit over here. Because last time I checked, Wu ain't stopped doing they shit.
Actually, Pete Rock
out. Come on, yeah, Pete Rock. Come on, man.
He's doing Ray and Ghost's double album.
Damn.
This is long overdue. Who is their manager? Can I manage these niggas, man? What the fuck would they have been waiting for to do this? They should have did that shit in 2004.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now, yo, my opinion on it though is, to be honest with you, like, yo, there's something for everybody. So I'm just fearful. Like, I never want my ears to get old where I just automatically shun people and put them in that box. Like, nah, this ain't from my era, so I'm cool on you, or nah, this is not what traditionally I would listen to. Like, I feel like to be responsible and to be a fan of the art, that I have to be able to listen to stuff to make an informed decision and say like, nah, it ain't for me. And even that, like, I hear stuff that I'm like, nah, that's whack. It's whack to me, but I do realize that for somebody else, they probably be like, nah, you know, that's hot, that's fire, I like it.
Yo, I ain't gonna sit here in front. It is some weak ass, you know. It's some
about bro.
It's some niggas with bad knees, and they young, and they running around with bad knees, man. I'm not gonna front on you though. Niggas, some niggas that sound very terrible.
Some
niggas that's tolerable. And you know what I mean? Then there's some niggas that's really nice with their shit, but it's some young niggas running around with bad knees. Maybe it's genetic. I don't know.
But you know what's crazy about it though? Like somebody else, I guarantee you, somebody else somewhere is like, nah, yo, you bugging. That joint.
I'll prove it wrong. If I think a nigga whack, you know, if I feel he whack, I'm gonna go ahead and try to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna develop an argument about it. Like, well, it's this and it's that. So if I tell you that a nigga's whack, I got a fucking list of things that explain why this motherfucker's whack, and he can't just tell me it's art and I'm expressing myself. That's a cop out, nigga. I'm just expressing myself. No, you express yourself whack, my nigga. You need to go see a psychiatrist.
Is there a major part of the art form that is lost today?
Nah, because like I'm saying, it's still shit that exists. Like, you know what I mean? It's real underground niggas that's still been around forever. Look at what's my man? LP Company Flow. Like, these niggas is still around. Madlib and a lot of dudes is still around, but they just not promoted on the fucking airway. I think it's like, I don't know, probably like 30 motherfuckers you might hear in each city. It's way more dope niggas than that.
That's a fact. That's not being a radio, not being marketed, not being advertised. You got to search for it. You really got to look for some stuff.
But it's there though. The thing is that it's there. If it didn't exist, I mean, I just choose not to go down that door. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna go where the fresh shit is at. I'm gonna stay with shit that I like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a swap meet type of nigga. That's why I don't go to swap meets. It's too much shit in there. Like, you know what I mean?
Too much.
I need to go where I need to be at. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be seeing all this other because I'm gonna get angry.
Yo, you being generous saying 30, you better try 10. Probably 10 artists in rotation.
Right.
But here's the thing, like, yo, them other artists, those other artists, like the artists that we appreciate, they exist and they get love and they get embraced, but just not in this country. You know, like overseas, they killing. Like, there are dudes that you know, to me, like one of the dopest albums to this day that I still love and I listen to from time to time is Master Ace, Disposable Arts. I thought that album was crazy, yo. And Master Ace is still killing overseas.
I gotta ask you about this. You mentioned Master Ace. I was in Germany, right? And I was in Germany when I heard this record. Some shit called Mr. Henry Higgins. Remember that he had dissed some nigga.
He had got into
it. Hey, that shit was fire though. The nigga told him you ain't had a hit out since the Jacksons was together. I think it was the nigga. I said, what the fuck?
He cleaned them up. He cleaned them up on that joint real nice.
I don't know if it was him or the other nigga, but Ace been burning niggas for a long time, man. Shout out Special Ed. I would like to hear some more shit from him.
Yeah,
he went crazy with that. I don't know if it was his third album. He had a style that nobody had. Like, he kind of sat down and tried to figure some shit out. I haven't heard nothing new in a while.
We had a pleasure to speak to him. There's some stuff out there that's lingering. Like you said, you gotta search for it. If you search for it,
word. Man. So what? Because I know you do production also. What makes a complete producer? And let me add a little bit of context to that question. The reason why I say a complete producer is because there are some people that they're regarded as great samplers. You know, there are some people that say you're not a producer unless you actually play the instruments and play the drums and all that. There are some people that they can't play drums or they can't play bass, you know. So what, and just from your opinion, like, what makes a complete producer?
Shit. It's not me. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that I am not the complete producer. But I mean, in my mind, I would say, you know, somebody who's fucking instrument. He knows a lot of instruments and shit. And more than just knowing the instruments, he knows what sounds good. I feel like you kind of got to be raised on to do hip hop. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of electronic sounds. Like, look at Pharrell and Timberland. They don't really even fuck with samples. For my type of hip hop, though, like, I feel like old boy on Talladega Nights when he kept saying, "Baby Jesus." He said, "Well, I like to see my Jesus the way I want to see him." To me, my producer, if like the top producer to me, would have knowledge of instruments, but also like raised on soul and funk and all of that, and be able to encompass that, because you could pick the wrong part of the record. You might have like a gem right there. You grab the wrong part, and that's that. Fucked up the whole shit. So to me, instruments number one. Know the fucking samples, know the music, and actually know a little bit about rapping too, because somebody could get on there and might have the wrong flow. A real producer would be like, right, take that touch right there, go about it this way. You know what I mean?
So all right. So with that being said, because you was like, nah, not me. You know, does a person qualify as a producer if you do none of that, but you got the ear and you be like, yo, I know it sounds good. Sample this. Nah, the drum should sound that way. Nah, you should flow this way. Does that qualify a person as a producer?
This is a fucking trick. This is a trick question. This is a trick question because I know.
Hold on. Yo, I asked you this because we had producers on here. We had heat makers.
Yeah, shout out to them.
We had we had a number of different producers. We had Chop, Boozle, we had
I'm not none of them niggas, man. I know real niggas that get busy with the pianos and all of that shit, right? They can replay sample. I know a gang of niggas, right? Like I just do what's necessary. You see what I'm saying? What needs to be done. And what's sad though is if I can figure this shit out, what sounds good. I'm just raised on music. I got the ear. I can put some shit together. I can put one together and another one and make two. These niggas been doing this shit for a while long and still making some kind of like suspect music. Nigga, I don't know. But
Rob, hold on, no, but you heard what he just said. I was just saying that to you earlier. I was like, yo, you ain't gotta. To me, I've been a consumer of it. I've been raised on it or whatever. So because I don't play keys or whatever, that don't let's qualify me as saying like, nah, that don't sound good or that sound good. Like I honestly feel you actually go into a studio and you may not know how to really, how you call it, work on an MPC, but you may know like this is the part of the record to sample, yo. Nah,
well, you know what like that. Doing that's what kind of drove me into getting my own equipment. Okay. Shout out to Loops, my boy Anthony Cruz.
Okay,
he's one of the sickest producers I know. Like he can he can take a piano and make that shit sound like something out of this world. But I think I was standing over his shoulder one day and I was like, yo, do this, do that. He said, man, if you're gonna do that, you might as well get your own shit.
You thought about it, like
I said, but I said, you know what? Let me try it. Yeah, I mean, and but yeah, that's it, man. I by no means would I ever take away from the greats. Shout out, rest in peace, Jay Dillas and
Dilla.
A lot of people give me flack for this. But I fuck with Swiss Beats. I don't give a fuck if he used the same drum loop over and over. However the fuck he do. The nigga shit be hyped to me. Nigga get me pumped up. I like the shit, nigga.
So is Swiss Beats a top 5 producer? I would pose that. I put that to you too, Rob.
In the world,
just all time in hip hop. Like if you start naming your top 5 producers all time in hip hop, Swiss Beats in that top 5.
Man,
he's in my top 10.
Let's hear it.
I got him in my top 10. I don't have him in my top 5. The reason why I even have him in my top 10 is because I think that Swizz did change the trajectory of hip hop with like how he conducted his beat. Yeah, like and then unfortunately his run kind of I think shifted when Kanye came on the scene and everything. Kanye just Blaze and Bank and all of them. It became about like the soul loops, and that kind of phase.
That was a little bit. I feel like they act like he came up with that. He didn't. RZA did that shit a long time ago. Whoever was producer for the Wu and all of them. I heard fast samples back in the days.
Yeah, Mathematics and True Math.
Yeah. I just, what I think though was different about Swizz joint. I think, because I have a different level of appreciation for RZA than I do for other producers because I think RZA is a producer who works a lot to me from Phil. Like, I don't think RZA goes in and really tries to be like, like the technical aspect. Like, he could work the equipment and do all that, but I just feel like he a dude who worked from Phil. It's like, yo, let's try this. I think this will work well. Let's do this or let's do that. And I think kind of the distinction I make between him and Swizz is that to me, a lot of Swizz stuff, and the reason why you get flack, I'm sure you heard this before. A lot of people like Swizz make like Casio beats. Type so whatever.
He found a way to make 100 million off them.
Yo, that's what I was gonna say.
Give me a Casio.
The crazy thing about it though is that almost like as a people that are purists, you get wrapped in your head like, nah, like yo, this don't make sense. Like, you listen to them beats, and a lot of them beats. I listened to like the other day. I think I was listening to like an old Jay-Z album, and back in the days, it was Hard Knock Life 2, and the joint to love is If I Die, Don't Cry, my nigga, bullets in the sky. Yeah. And I used to swear, but I'm like, yo, this record is crazy. But I was listening the other day, and I was like, yo, this beat is kind of really basic, but that doesn't take away from it.
You about to make me say something. I just told niggas the other day I was listening back to Jay shit, and I was like, the old shit, not the Reasonable Doubt, but like all of them ones that was the Blueprint is what really caught me on to what he was really trying to do.
Yeah.
But it's something that's in the middle. I'm like, nigga, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait.
So you saying you ain't like Teddy Riley produced The City Is Mine?
Hey, that sounds You Belong to the City. Yeah, that's an old record too. That's a remake, but not that one. I'm talking some verses, some rhymes. It was some shit that I was kind of like, damn.
That ain't it.
I thought this was. I was bugging. Was I?
Yo, that just mean your ear refined. That's all. That's all I mean is that your ears refined now. And that's what I'm saying. I listen back. I'm like, damn, like some of this ain't age well. You know, it's like, wow, like this is, you know.
But you know, now you can throw on some Black Moon. You
can
throw that Black Moon on that one. What's that motherfucker when he? You know that automatic. That shit play. I don't give a fuck where we at. You can let that some of that shit come on that I was listening to from that Jay in that weird time. Man, cut that shit off, my nigga. I can't even fuck that.
That's that Barry White sample. Swiss came at a time where the sound was changing. Not that we were leaving Pete Rock and Large Professor alone, but Swiss had to step in. Remember, and I always say this, Banned from TV, when he made that song, it was only the beginning of the song. And someone said, I want that.
Yeah.
They even played a whole track for them. Yeah. And look what Banned from TV got. You got Pun on there, you got Cam on there, you got Styles and Jada and Nature on there. And it's one of the best songs I've heard. I still, to this day, when I hear it in the club, I want to act like a fucking teenager and fly around the club when I hear that shit.
Yo, that's because it got like the anti-up vibe. Like, yo, it's
that amp sound.
Yeah, it got the vibe. But sonically, when you listen to it, you like, this is not. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, this is not this. This really.
That beat is.
I see you. I see.
Nah, I like the beat. Yo, I like. I'm not. Yo, I like the beat, and I like a lot of.
You said sonically.
I just realized. I look at it and. Maybe I get too much in my head and I'm like, yo, the complexity of this or whatever. And I'm like, this is real basic and it didn't age well. Like the other joint, the S. Carter album, the joint he got with Mariah. I remember when it first came out, people was like, oh, this is crazy. I listened to it recently. I'm like, this, we like this? It's like he just put the
That's like,
but it's certain ones though. It's certain ones that hit and stick and certain ones that don't. But like what did I hear? I'm
a Hustler. I still like that, and that's I'm a Hustler is not a crazy beat, but you listen to it, it's a vibe. Like I'm a Hustler. I still like.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Oh, we still on Swiss. I thought we was on Jay. My bad. We still on Swiss. No, man, Swiss is crazy though. Don't get me wrong. I don't care that the nigga used the same shit. It doesn't matter. I listened to his album. She ain't got no money in the bank.
That's hot.
Nigga, that shit be going. Come on, my nigga.
Yeah,
riding with my top down, with my jewelry on. Nigga, that shit crazy.
Now he got hooks. He definitely got hooks too.
Did you produce any or all on the Black House?
I produced all of them, except for LA Universe.
Wow. So you did Grassy Knoll, Chitty Bang.
Yeah, I did all of that shit.
You's a mean dude, bro.
What? Thank you, man. Dude. Salute.
Nah, I like them shits, man. Especially out here.
Let me rephrase that. I didn't produce them. I made them. I just made them because I'm not a producer.
Yeah, make them.
I remember, look, what took me so long to start making beats is because I thought it was going to take away from my pen.
Oh.
So I was like, nigga, I need to have this pen as high as I can get it before I start fucking with this other shit.
Right.
Which goes into the name, though. After I put in more than 10,000 hours, I surpassed the master on this shit. I got it. Any style that you can fucking conjure up in your brain, I can get it like that because I mastered the pen. When I went another 10,000 hours, I figured I can try this other shit now. I can get into this making beats thing because I'm not afraid to lose a step on my pen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So hence the name. That's when I got the Dios Negasi because the niggas like, oh man, you don't even call yourself God or some form. Hey man, I'm the pen god. I'm the pen god. I'm the pen god, nigga.
What about Gunny Sinatra?
Man, you know what we did? That was a phrase. That was a caterpillar me.
Right.
I wasn't making the beat. I was a caterpillar then. You know?
Oh man. Yo, for some reason I feel like East Coast MCs get associated with lyricism, and West Coast MCs sometimes don't get enough credit for lyricism. And I think a lot of that got to do with probably like the earlier days where like East Coast was heavy boom bap. And West Coast was viewed as being like melodic, chill, laid back joint. But if you think about it, like, yo, if you think about lyricists, like to me, there are dudes that are lyricists from LA. Like, you know, I listen to y'all and I'm like, oh, these dudes got bars. Like they spitting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Which lyricist from the West Coast inspired you the most? And why?
Man, like I'm I can take you back. I can talk about this shit. Well, how much time we got? I can talk for a long
time. We got time. Let's go.
So I'm gonna give you different phases and not even in chronological order. Boom. Deltron 3030. This is later on. Like I said, I caught the Catch the Bad one. That was the second album that I brought ever in my life. But I mean, just fast forward, Deltron 3030. There's not an album like that. This is like these niggas was crazy. Not to mention Souls of Mischief. Souls of Mischief was crazy. Micah 9 grew up on my block. Micah 9 is from Freestyle Fellowship. You see what I'm saying? And then in there, shout out to all of them. Peace, Jupiter, AC put out the Book of Human Language. Mind you, this is a little bit later. The Book of Human Language is one of my top records ever. And this is different kind of like lyricists. We can go back. Cube. Motherfucking hey, look, respect, man, respect to Cube and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like
I know where you're going.
Dell was putting that pen. Dell was putting the pen to the sheets on a lot of that shit back then. But that shit was hard than the motherfucker, bro. It had the
metaphors was crazy too. His metaphors was street.
Come on, man. He had the delivery. He had, like you said, the metaphors, and the flow was. But if you compare that flow, to the I Wish My Brother George Was Here, when Dell was really on heavy funk shit, that shit gonna marry like this. Wow. You know what I mean? But shout out to Cube. All of that early shit, that was inspiring to me. DOC, of course.
DOC, yeah.
Shit, man. Quick, man. You got Cam. Don't let me forget about Cam.
Yeah.
Cam was crazy. Who the fuck else did I listen? Yo, Gift the Gab. Do y'all know who the Gift the Gab is?
No, I'm not familiar. Who's that?
Oh man, the Gift the Gab. Y'all ever heard of Black Alicious?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's the rapper from Black Alicious.
Okay.
Rest in peace. But Gift the Gab was like, dude, that was if like comic book heroes as a rap hero back in the days growing up, that was my hero. Like that nigga was serving anything. And then you start to, this is all on the West Coast. These are all West Coast artists that I'm naming. E40.
E40.
I think niggas keep sleeping on E40. This nigga been dope, inventive, creative. He's the West Coast Busta Rhymes, or he's the epitome of what Busta Rhymes is to the East Coast. Right. If they got together and did an album, that shit might break the world, nigga.
Yeah, E40 wordplay is crazy.
That's what I'm gonna say. The wordplay alone by the two of them, but have niggas spinning, had the head spinning crazy.
Man, for real.
What about Razzcast?
Oh man, come on. Razzcast is dope. Razzcast's been dope. He's a heavyweight. He been crashing on niggas, man. Is you going like to who else, man? Who else? But like I listen to Razzcast. I fuck with Razzcast. I just I don't think I studied as much because we were kind of in the same like a little as far as age bracket. I don't know, however you want to say, like I didn't catch it
peers
for swing.
They were pretty much peers at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't embrace it like I should have. Later on in life, when I heard Soul on Ice and all of that, and I was like, damn, this nigga really smacked somebody's head off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yo, Soul on Ice, I feel like I was the only person in the Bronx that purchased that album.
Man. Hey,
yo, I used to love that album too. Yo.
Salute to Raz. Yeah. Like, he on record with my brothers and them from Grand Official, but yeah, he's a definite. He's a threat. He's a threat out there. You know what I mean?
Yo, you know who remind me?
And his sons rap too. Y'all know his sons.
Nah, I didn't know that. Who's his son?
I know that.
What's his sons called? It's a group of them. They have a group.
Now, Razzcast.
I can't think of it. They be fucking shit up though. They be crashing on niggas, man.
Yo, you know who to me is the modern day Razzcast? Sci-Hi. I feel like Sci-Hi is kind of Sci-Hi the Prince.
Sci-Hi might be older than Razzcast.
Yeah.
But
the modern day Razzcast, like to me, Razzcast was killing it back. I'm like, yo, I used to
don't think he lost. Don't think he lost it though. Like I heard some shit from Raz still cut niggas down. But Sahai is dope as fuck too though. I can't front on Sahai.
Yeah. I used to be trying to tell people like, yo, you don't hear the stuff this dude saying. They like, nah, I can't get with it. I'm like, yo, y'all bugging.
I just recently heard that some shit he said, no dope on Sundays. It's an album he got out. Sahai the Prince. That shit was kind of crazy.
Sahai get busy. Sahai get busy. What's the pros and cons of being independent? You know, and even with that being said, like, do you need a record label in this day and age?
I mean, with us, man, like between all of us, we all kind of had different situations, whether it was on a label, whether it wasn't, or motherfuckers went and got their bags up, man, like on a personal level. You know what I mean? Niggas got homes and shit like this, and kids in colleges, and you know, all kind of, you know what I mean? Niggas drive what they want to drive, go where they want to go. So with that being said, I mean, unless the label coming, they not coming with a bag bigger than what, you know, you tell them, well, look, man, we need it like this. You see what I'm saying? But that's not even really why we do it. Like we was talking earlier about the younger guys doing music versus the older guys. However, the young dudes, the motivation is like, I want a bag, or I want the girls. Right. I want that bag and the girls. So they're not doing it because they actually love to do it. It's not a gift, or it's not something that was nurtured. It's like, nigga, I can figure this shit out.
I told
one to the two, a two, three. I can do that. I want the bitches in the money. Shoot it, run it. I gotta get some dreads. I gotta grow dreads, nigga. Give me some dreads. I've never been to Jamaica. I'm not a Rasta. Give me the dreads. I need the dreads.
I think the younger generation hold on to the basics of it and just stayed with the basics of it. 808 or a catchy beat, because even when you listen to drill music, the same beat per minute, it's the same goddamn beat per minute. It don't switch at all. It's like you don't have a different cadence or nothing like that. And I think that stales it in a sense, because there's no variety in that. Hip hop is so much variety, much from soul to funk. I mean, there's an eclectic amount of sound that you can hear. That's why I love listening to I listen to producers from Camouflage Monk to Jesus Christ. Like there's so many, to Danger Mouse, and there's music out there, bro. It's just music out there. I wanted to ask you, not to
it's good.
Cut your way where you was going, Sha. You recently did a joint with RJ Payne, as we talked earlier. How did that come about? Because that song Chamber music is something different, bro.
So look, this shout out to my man Ominous, yo. Like he's a guy, he likes to, I don't know what the fuck he likes. He likes to just fuck with me, I guess. You know what I mean? He likes to throw some shit out. Nigga like to push my buttons and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like this with the woo shit and all of this thing that's going on now. I'm like, yo, we over here chilling. We did what we had to do. Once the work is done, that's when we start like really, really chilling. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we kicking it, just playing beats and shit. And he happened to hit me. He was like, yo, who's somebody that you think is like a challenge or some shit? I said, I don't know, man. Like I've been doing this shit. I'm at God level with the pen. You can put me in the booth with anybody, nigga. I'm gonna get busy. If I don't take the flag, nigga, we gonna finish neck and neck. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't give a fuck who it is. That's just where I'm at with my pen.
Right.
So he was like, "Word, well, who you think?" I said, "Man, it's not who I think. I just told you." I said, "Look, I don't got time for shit. I gotta plan the marketing shit for this Regan shit. I gotta get these fucking beats done. I got to get the artwork. I gotta get the merch together. I don't have time to be trying to rap with niggas." Right? He said, "Well, who would you not?" He keep pushing me, like I'm saying. Well, who would you not rap with? I said, "Man, I don't got time for fucking RJ Payne right now, and I don't got time for Pharaoh Monch. Them two niggas, I have no time for these guys at this moment because I got all of this other shit to do. I still gotta make beats. It's a lot of shit for one man to be doing." This motherfucker pulls up at my house like 2-3 days later. and he's got the biggest smile on his face.
That's how you know he coming to fuck with you now.
But I think it was my birthday. Was it my birthday? I think it was my birthday. So I'm thinking he just happy because it was my birthday. Nigga, I don't know what the fuck. This nigga pulls up and says, I hope you're ready for RJ. I said, nigga, I told you I ain't got time for that. But yeah, so that's how it happened. That's how
y'all penned a great song with that one. That was a dope joint right
there. And then I made that beat. He told me I couldn't use a sample though. I said, I can make something without a sample. I just use samples because I like samples.
Yo, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, Rob.
No, I was gonna piggyback off of that with the Grand Official joint, By Any Means Necessary. Wow. By Any Means. With Capadonna and Skrilla. I like that shit too, bro.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Grand Official, man. I could tell you some funny shit. I'm gonna save it because I feel like I'm gonna need this in a minute. Yeah, I mean these little stories I got though, but it's always been something with Capadonna, right? Like I don't like from when we was little, man. Like I don't know if y'all heard of Unity shows.
Nah. I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
Bigger B Recipe. They used to throw these shows out here called the Unity, and it was a show where Eminem opened up for Capadonna. Like that's nobody's ever gonna forget that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because Eminem is like fucking Steven Seagal of the goddamn. Oh yeah, I mean like the nigga's Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movies of rap right now. If rap was movie, yeah, I mean this nigga's way out there. No disrespect to Cap. Yeah, I mean Cap is murdering shit, but you know. Anyhow, we sneak in. We had met the Liquid Crew. We were like 15 years old, bro. We met the Liquid Crew at some liquor store trying to get beers and shit while we was kids. And we heard about the show. We pulled up. It's Florentine Gardens. They're not gonna let us in. We kids.
Right.
We just in the parking lot, nigga, like fucking with niggas. Like, yo, what's up, man? Let us in your crew. We riding in with y'all. Woo, woo. We seen them and they recognize us from the store. And the niggas was like, look, man, y'all can't come in with us. Y'all motherfucking kids, but I'm gonna leave the door open. Right, so we like, yeah, just do that.
Enter at your own risk.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have gave the niggas like $20, $30, something. You know what I mean? But they left the door open, and we sure enough shot up in that motherfucker. We wilding. Niggas got on goggles and shit, and we acting crazy because it's our favorite rap. Cap is one of my favorite Wu-Tang niggas. You know what I mean? So he on stage, me and Skrill, we just wilding, and we was stepping on niggas. We was acting crazy. And the big nigga was like, man, you keep fucking around down here. You want to get on stage? I'm like, yeah. And the motherfucker picked me up and put me on stage, bro.
Wow.
Kappa stops the show. What the fuck's going on? I'm in the back. I'm looking for Ghost. Yo, where this nigga Ghost at, man? Like, what? Yeah, this really happened, I'm telling you. But I gotta say the rest because man, it's gonna be a time I need to pull all of that shit back out, man. But anyhow, it's always been something with Cap. My boy Grit, he always knew that Cap was my favorite MC from the Wu shit. And when the opportunity came about, he had hit me up and he was just like, nigga, ain't nobody but you gotta get on this. And that's how that record came about.
Yeah. You said Pharoah Monch. Wow.
Cap is one of the dopest niggas out. I met Cap when I was living in Maryland, and nigga was a cab driver.
Wow.
Like that, so.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that before.
Rusty cab driver, just like, hold on, this nigga's dripping, but he's in the fucking cab. And the cab was a regular cab shit, like not no hooked up Skyline town car.
Hey,
in a
cab. He might have just needed a couple bucks. You know what I mean?
That's it. Like, I'm
gonna leave the cab over here. He might have stole that motherfucker.
But a swell dude, real knowledgeable dude, man.
Yo, to talk a little bit about Pharoah Monch, because I think Pharoah Monch is underappreciated. And OC I like a lot too. We have OC on the podcast also. I fuck with OC.
Much respect to both of them brothers. Pharaoh, man, he's elusive. He's elusive. Yeah, I mean, he's a nigga like you can't put a finger on his style type shit. He's a nigga like if you was boxing, he would keep changing his stance, and he's one of them niggas that's hard to catch. Could he be caught? Of course. Everybody could be caught, nigga. Yeah, you know what I mean? The shit is though, the nigga's dangerous. And when he asked me, when asked me about that shit, that's just like, yeah, I don't.
Yo,
it'd take too much fucking brain power. But actually, the way the shit worked, because like I'm saying, I had to just flash back to what I've been doing all of these years. You know what I mean? I didn't just pop on the scene like yesterday. But like I was saying, I've been mastering every style.
Yeah.
When the RJ shit hit, I had to take my mind back to Highlanders. I had to go back to the Highlander stage.
Okay.
And it meshed with what he's doing. Like I had already, I'm not, come on, look, I'm not fronting on nothing, but I did a lot of different shit. I did a lot of styles of music and different things. So RJ, I said, well, it's not gonna be that more, because that's Highlanders. Nigga, we on records with Billy Danz. Shout out to MOP and all of that. The Highlanders, niggas knock that shit down. So I'm thinking with Pharaoh, I'm gonna just have to go back. I might have to go to Styles Infinite days where a nigga was, tearing up shit in a different way. But it's just kind of strange because once you reach a level where everything is right and it's precise, there shouldn't be no need to go backwards.
Word.
Keep improving.
Yo, it's interesting.
Yeah, but like when a nigga touch on something that you did already, though, you gotta go back there.
This show who authored it first?
No, not to author it, but it's just like
who the father?
Like I'm saying, Mike and I and all of the freestyle fellowship, nigga, the flows, all of that. That's me and when I was a teenager.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And now imagine applying the thought process of a grown man with the teenager flow from back then. I think it'll be a match. I think it'll be a nice match.
It's interesting how you describe Pharoah Monch, because he was like, his style's all over the place, but
not all over the place.
No, I mean,
he's just elusive. You ain't gonna be able to put him in the box. He gonna get out of that moment.
Hence the name, Organized Confusion, right? So here's the other thing I would say, because we talking about like the sport of it now and in competition with it in bars. Tell me somebody who got somebody on a record. Like who got somebody on a record, and it may be unpopular opinion to be like, nah, this person got that person on the record.
What? I don't look. It could go back to here, man. I don't even know if it matters anymore. It's been tons of years. Respect to both of these brothers. Are you talking about on a record together, or people like battling against
on a record together? I'm talking about Eminem murdered you on your own shit on a record.
Oh,
who got?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this.
That we don't talk about.
I'm gonna say this, and I've never heard anybody actually
speak on it. Speak on it, baby.
Nicki Minaj. I don't know if she got an army of writers. I don't know if she did it herself. But the records I heard her on with Jay, the records I heard her on with M, she seemed to get the better parts of that.
I see you, Gil. I see you,
niggas. She wasn't fucking around with them niggas.
I mean, well, it's popular opinion. Everybody feel like that she had the.
And it's Nicki Minaj. I mean, nothing against Nicki Minaj, nothing against her, but I feel like she was kind of fucking around. Yeah, you said the Monster. That's the track.
Yeah. Everybody is like, yo, she got everybody on Monster.
Okay, well, I'm not wrong. But it was a record I think she did with M. She did a race. She kind of did a number on that nigga.
Yeah.
I might have penned that for.
That's why I said, hey, man, I don't know.
Said, you going in there with them wolves? Yeah, we gotta clean you up a little bit, baby girl.
She delivered it. She delivered it nicely.
And that was her job, yo. That was her job. Shout out to you, Gil. Yeah, I'm feeling ransom too, man.
I'm trying to. So how you call? Let's run through a couple. 4, 3, 2, 1. Who had the best verse?
Red.
That was an easy one because I know
Red is red. Come on, man. I put it on the nigga. Shit it on the nigga. Turn the virgin into a certified sender. The bomb I released time been up. When you got set up, I was hitting your XO. Come on, man.
Petro, your Metro. All right. The realest. G-Rap, Mobb Deep.
I think G-Rap.
I gotta give it to G-Rap. Hey, look, Prodigy though. Come on, niggas. I don't ever nobody mention HNIC no more.
No, I still listen to that album regularly.
I don't hear nobody mention that shit, but you gotta give it to Kool G. You got Kool G.
All right.
Come on, man. It's the godfather of gun talk.
Prodigy got a lot of songs with Alchemist. That's just
the Albert Einstein shit.
Yeah. What about all right, so I Shot Ya, the remix.
Pete.
I Shot Ya, dude. Busta's on that, right?
Nah, that's Prodigy back on the real side of things. Sling crack and wear fat diamond rings. Not only is it real with the song.
I don't know, man. This is Who Shot Ya?
This is that's I Shot Ya. I think it was Prodigy, Keith Murray, Fat Joe, LL,
Foxy Brown.
Who else? And Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown, yeah.
That
was a good joint. But
is that the one? That's not the. Am I tripping?
That's the Illuminati.
Niggas just mad I get more butt than ashtrays. No, that's something.
Nah, that's
Illuminati
on remix.
Oh yeah, on that the Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
Right,
yeah.
Secret Society.
I'm gonna get at the P. I'm gonna get at the P.
Okay.
I'm not even like rehearsed on the verses on that record. I can't remember like that, but I'm gonna give it to P.
Okay.
Gil said Foxy's verse. You think Foxy's verse is good, Gil? I don't know who Gil is. Shout out to you, Gil. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing was ever wrong with Foxy, man.
She just, she stood out because she was the chick, rub on the titties. Like, I get it.
I feel like she got a raw deal though, my nigga. Like, how fucked up is that for a musician or somebody in music to fuck around and lose their hearing? I think that was like
word,
I think that was like a nigga. What?
Better verse.
Nice.
Paul, go ahead. What you doing? Right.
Hold on. Let's keep going with this. Better verse on Life's a Bitch. Nas and AZ.
Yo, no disrespect to nobody.
Talk about it.
No disrespect to no. I don't fucking really rock with AZ like that, my nigga. I fuck with Nas, man. And Nas ain't everything. Nas spit ain't the fucking the end of the world neither. But I just rock with Nas, man. I've never brought an AZ album. Nothing against this nigga though. I mean, shit, he come through. We can politic and do whatever. I work with him. I think he dope. But when you got to be somebody to be fucking with Nas. Like, you got to be somebody kind of heavy.
All right. So Black Republican, Nas and Jay-Z.
Oh, I like that song.
I remember that.
You in the hot seat right now.
That was a ain't that a
was this back? I'm trying to remember the time because it was a time when Nas started rapping off beat. Remember that shit?
Yeah,
it was a couple times seemed like he sent his verses in, like he was doing some other shit, and they was trying to make the beats around his verses. I'm not front, man. I can't be the only nigga in the world that heard that shit at a time.
I know Nas is poor at picking beats. I know that for a fact.
Now you got Hit Boy, so he good to go.
I got a question for y'all right now. Okay. I got a question for y'all right now. Fuck that. What was Nas's album, his best album?
Yo, it's always a debate between whether it's Illmatic or it was written.
Yeah, so now which one y'all fuck with? Which one?
I'm gonna go with
It Was Written.
Bingo. Hey, we don't even need to hear the other shit.
Yo, no. Hold on.
Illmatic, you give Illmatic his class. That's the first time we heard him outside of live on the barbecue.
Illmatic was a mixtape, nigga.
So that's what I was gonna say. For nostalgic purposes and where I was in my life, Illmatic fit there. But like, remember I was saying earlier, I was like, as you mature and you become refined and you listen to, you begin to learn music, you learn about like the importance of hooks and song structure and stuff like that. It was written. But Illmatic was a time period growing up in the hood. Just everything this dude said was relatable to everything that we was experiencing in the hood. That shit was like the Bible for us. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, this dude talking about.
Can you give me three of the top? Of course, not the ones with the videos. You got any other like 2 or 3 extra off of it?
Off that album?
Yeah,
It Was Written.
No,
that I like.
He said Illmatic.
Memory Lane, Represent. There's not singles. Memory Lane was crazy. Represent, One Love. It was only 9 songs. It was only 9 records if you really think about it. Because he had like
what's the joint where he say I'm sipping Gandhi, I'm sipping Don P.
It ain't hard to
Gandhi till I'm charged.
It ain't hard to tell.
Yeah,
and that was a single that remember
Sneaker
put on the
Uzi, yo,
if that's the best song on that album, if that's the best song, he can't fuck with the intro to It Was Written.
Yeah. Sneaker Uzi on the island in my army jacket lining.
Word. You know how much shit he said on It Was Written?
Yeah, now It Was Written, yeah.
Fake thug, no love, you get the slug. CB4 guts, though, your luck low. I didn't know till I was drunk, though. Man, come on.
Yo, you know why it's hard for people? You know why it's hard for people to really embrace It Was Written as much, though? Is because he moved away from his core audience. And I think people really appreciated the whole, you got Pete Rock, you got Large Professor, you got Premier, you got all these people. And then he moved away and it was like Trackmasters. So it was kind of like, you know, why you ain't still with Pete? You know, where Large at? Like, you know, like it was almost like, yo, dudes really wanted to stunt his growth. They was like, yo, I need you to keep rapping, making these joints for the projects.
But I wouldn't say it would have stunted his growth, because them is Large P. Look at all of them. Them is all legends, mad, like big legends.
But to your point, Dios, to your point, you was just saying, you was like, all right, so yo, tell me some of the other records on there. That was a dope album, but what was a hit record?
Word. It was a mixtape, and that it was written was an album. That shit taught me how to piece together like structure in an album, like, yo, to make it kind of flow fluently.
Stories. So Gil said he went commercial and It Was Written, and that's honestly that's popular opinion. That's what a lot of people feel like. Yo, he went down the lane of kind of, you know, going commercial.
I don't think he went.
That nigga went commercial when he started talking about Uchi Wally, nigga.
And Hate Me Now, son.
Yeah, word. But that Uchi Wally, I think that was
the worst rhyme that Nas ever said.
Like, where you going with this right now? Yeah, I mean, It Was Written was solid, dog. I think the Dre record. I think it might be like one kind of weird record on it. It might be that one with the Dre producer or something.
Nas is coming.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I feel like I got a toothache every time I hear that shit.
my joint on there is Black Girl Lost.
I like, come on. Oh man, you want to be in clubs getting rubbed on, nigga? That shit crazy. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best singer neither, though. But that just means the message was that much more powerful.
Who was it? He had JoJo, right? Was that JoJo?
Yeah, JoJo Haley.
That was JoJo.
JoJo Haley, yeah.
That nigga had George Kelly from my grandma's church on that motherfucker. Had that nigga off of Fifth. Nigga, he was out there singing.
George Kelly from church.
From my grandma's joint.
You know what song that never got really played like that out my project window? That he had Ron Isley singing the hook on that. And they flipped it, but it never came out the way it was supposed to.
Yo, look, if you would have heard the original I Am probably would have been like some of his best work. The joint that someone made to Lost Tapes with Blazer 50. He had Blazer 50 on there. He had the Fetus joint. What was the other joint? The Hardest Thing to Do is Stay Alive. He had crazy records.
Yo, what is this on? This is the Lost Tapes where the nigga said the do-rags is back, fitted hats,
do-rags, yeah.
Furs, Rikers Island bus is still packed. What's the word? That shit hard, nigga. That shit really hard. Yeah.
So let me ask you, Theo, what is it to be an MC? Like, if you were to build an MC, what would you give him?
Man, number one, you gotta have personality, charisma,
why charisma?
Showmanship. Well, because the thing is this, man, niggas can be boring, bro. Like you like, I mean, it don't even matter as far as the rap shit. A nigga could be talking and just be like, yeah, nigga, I'm the toughest nigga in the world, man. I don't feel nothing, nigga. I eat bullets for breakfast, nigga. You know what I mean? Like nobody likes that shit. Like you gotta be like a personable kind of person. You know what I mean?
I got you.
I'm hard as nails, nigga. I did 73 years. I'm 19 though, nigga. I was locked in the bang banger. Yeah, fuck. Nah, but you gotta have charisma, character, man. Of course, bar work.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be a writer, actually. A writer to be able to tell a story. I think the West Coast, back when you were saying like the East Coast was lyricists.
I agree.
Back in the days, like that's where my mind was. I was like, damn, the East Coast was more lyrical. The West Coast was telling more stories, though.
Mm-hmm.
The West Coast, and I think that's where the marriage happens between a lot of the Regan era style. It's like we have lyrics. Niggas can get lyrics on you, but we gonna make it go from A to Z though. You know what I mean? Versus like, I mean, dude, niggas had the pop out rhymes where the lines is here and there and here and there. Yeah, but we can tell you a story straight across. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, nigga, come on, Cool G. A lot of niggas. Yeah, I didn't just stop at Cool G. It's a lot of niggas that tell Nas, nigga.
Yeah.
I just had a brain blank, but
let me tell you something. When I listen to the Black House and other joints, and I'm listening to you, I'm getting across a Razzcast and Black Thought.
Yo,
that's good company to be in.
Yo, nigga, I never forget
your subject because of your subject matter in certain songs, you pen it perfectly said. But then I hear some Razzcast in the throat somewhere.
But hey, on my mama, nigga, don't look on my mama. On my mama, we was running with the licks, man. We still shout out to Tash, J-Ro, all of them, man. E Swift, Juice. But look, Dre, big shout out to Dre. We was over there chilling, man, and nigga said, "You got that?" This is like the first like encounters and shit. They like, man, you got that Razzcast shit, and I'm like, what? I never heard that. I had never heard that, and then you saying it again. I'm like,
I listen to tracks, and I listen to how an MC rides the beat. I think that's such a sweet marriage when an MC can hear the music and he'll find out where his wordplay needs to fit right in pocket. You know, that's Cool G rap. That's them MCs. That's Black Thought. Because Black Thought will throw a fucking symphony of words. But if you really slow it down and listen to that shit, you be like, rewind that shit again. He said
man. Shit. At the end of the day, though, my nigga, them is high calibers. Them is high calibers you talking about, man.
You shoot for the stars, Dios. I'm telling you.
But I never had no idea. Black Thought, nigga. How did Black Thought get in there? I don't know. I don't even know. Hey, I remember back when I used to rhyme, niggas say you sound like Ghost, Meth, the RZA, and the Jizza. I said, how do I sound like 5 niggas, man?
Want me to woo by myself?
Hey, you know what? Matter of fact, that's why this nigga prompted me to do the joint, because he was like, man, you sound like 5 of them niggas already in one. I said, nah, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. How can one man sound like 5 niggas?
Cadence.
You know what it is though? Probably like listen to the elements that you described that you said an MC need to have, right? So maybe it may be a touch of, you know, you got. Is
this motherfucking therapy? Am I having therapy? Am I having rapper therapy? I know we're doing an interview. I'm having rapper therapy. These niggas is telling me my style and all this shit. You know what? I appreciate it, man. This is, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna lean back and just listen. Fuck it. It don't cost you nothing to listen to.
We students to this shit though.
We love the game.
We do our research. Bro.
But you said you was about to get into something. You said my parts of a lyricist. I think the jizz is fucking ridiculous too.
Oh, the jizz is crazy. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Liquid Swords.
Yeah. Nah.
See, but now it's 2 different types of rappers, right? It's 2 different types. You got the jizzle, right? And then you got a nigga with swag like Kappa. And then you got a nigga that got like lyric with swag that's like a Ghost. You got a street nigga with swag that's like Ray with you know what I mean? But my favorite MC, y'all never asked me who my favorite MC was.
Spit it.
My favorite MC is Old Dirty Bastard, bro.
Tell us why.
I know why like Old Dirty. But go ahead. Let's see.
The fact of the matter is, the nigga didn't give a fuck.
That's
like,
why
yeah,
I mean,
like, and his art, you couldn't capture his art almost the same as I speak of Pharoah Monch.
Right.
Where niggas is elusive, but his shit, like Pharaoh was in like this zone. This nigga Old Dirty is all, you don't know where this nigga going. He could go way over here, but still bring it right back to right there. Like, nigga, I thought that was just creative genius. Even though like it later came out that Jizzer penned some of his shit, but I'm like, that's the perfect technique. You get somebody who got character and you give them some lyrics and let them run with it. That nigga, like he said it himself.
I'm
like, nigga, it ain't gonna be nobody like I'm the next best thing since James Brown, nigga. Like when you listen to his albums, I get so much joy, my nigga. I get so much joy and
something about it's something about when I hear I'm a one-man army a song.
I've never been taken out. Keep looking out. Yeah. And then you see the video and he meant every word. Like a lot of niggas now, we was talking about that too. You would see a nigga and be like, this nigga don't look like he step on a roach. That nigga wouldn't step on a roach. You see what I'm saying?
He don't believe what he's saying.
Yeah, I like that's why I like him too, though. I like to me, he's like creatively, he's brilliant. Like, dude, just I think you got to get to a certain point and have enough confidence in your art also to say whatever it is that you want. Right. It's like, I'm just gonna say whatever it is that I want, and that's it. And it still be fire.
It comes with consequences too, though. Like I got a record coming out. It's not gonna be on this one. It's gonna be on the next one. The one coming out is Da Vinci Surplus. After we finished with the Regan first one. But on this other joint I got, the Lasorda shit, this shit's been done. Like I've been stacking. I'm like on some crazy shit. But it's this shit called something about my father's veins or some shit. The consequence that comes with talking about really passionate and real shit is that you get feedback from the people that was there, you know what I mean? Like, and as an artist, I feel like for some people that may hinder that. Like, I mean, for me, like, nigga, like my sister goes bonkers, nigga, every time she hears that record. And I'm like, I'm telling the truth. You act like I'm making up some shit that wasn't true. Well, I don't think everybody needs to know all of that shit and this and that. And I'm like, well, I'm expressing myself. This is how the shit happened to me. It happened to you, but it happened to me too. So I'm expressing myself in this way.
My side of it, right?
Yeah, but people catch feelings about that. The way Dirty was doing his shit, it seemed like he didn't care if niggas had feelings about it or not. Like, yeah, nigga, I don't give a fuck you, nigga. I'm about to do this shit.
Yo, you should have known. Remember MTV? He took them like to pick up his welfare check or something crazy.
Yeah,
like that?
I was on the cover of his album.
The nigga put the fucking food stamp card and took him in there to get the money. Why wouldn't you want to get free money? And that's a real question, though. That's a real question too. Why would it? I don't know why.
They cut his benefits quick, fast.
They did. The nigga pulled up in the limo. Nigga, hey, he was wild. You know that nigga was on, man. He was on.
Oh man, got Rock.
College this that's my dude though.
Yo,
piece of Old Dirty.
Yo, because we not tapped into LA politics, and this always comes up. It's sort of like a cliche question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Like, yo, what did the passing of Nipsey mean for LA?
Man, that kind of men it don't do no good to help the hood, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that shit is terrible, my nigga. That's horrific. It's some shit that could have been avoided, but I mean, hindsight is 2020. But at the end of the day, man, like, if you would take down somebody, I don't give a fuck if you crazy or not, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you would take down somebody that's bigging up the community and enriching the lives of people that surround him and doing good shit, that's a Judas. You see what I'm saying? Like, low key to You know what I mean? Who said that? Shout out to Wyclef. That nigga said every man got disciples. If you ever want a rival, show up with your gun and your rifle, right? But in his particular setting, he was like Jesus.
Yeah.
And who would kill Jesus besides the Judas that he allowed in his close quarters? You see what I'm saying? But yeah, that shit was horrific, man. It's not I don't know, man. I don't feel no good vibes from that, man. You know, rest in peace to Nip, and I mean, shit is whack, man. That shit was crazy. It was really, really crazy. Uncalled for, unnecessary. But again, I don't really get into people's politics. I feel like though that nigga should have been carried like the Dalai Lama. You know what I mean? Like nobody should ever be able to get
that
10
close.
feet. 100 feet of this nigga, man. What he's doing and what he's done.
Word. Go, Rob.
Let's talk your politics. What made you come up with the name, or what made y'all come up with the name Regan era?
Like I was saying, we were sitting there and just going through times and shit, whatever, and it was like for cats, we was talking like, what is your favorite era of music? And everybody kind of came to like 96, 93. Yeah, I mean, like, so in my mind, I was like, damn, it would be corny to fuck with the golden era. To say golden era, that shit sound kind of cheese ball shit. So I was like, damn,
Reagan era was serious.
for all of the cats that made it. It's like it starts on a level and then it starts to develop. It's like, yo, all of the cats that was spitting in that time had to come through the Reagan era though. And we kept saying like, yeah, the Reagan era, like, yeah, so yeah, if the Reagan era is the predecessor to the golden era and so on and so forth. But shit, and we started dealing like bouncing shit around that, and then it's at that point Reagan era still didn't stick. We're like, yo, well, I'm like, nigga, like shit, we grown men, man. Niggas got kids in college, niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas got big mortgages and all kind of shit. We're not trying to be young, no. But like this is still us on the level of slight understanding. You see what I'm saying? Right. We're just trying to see what reflects us and what looks right. Boom, boom, boom. Niggas keep saying it enough, and then it's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck Reagan era. Because when you hear Reagan era, it's like, all right, we already know these niggas ain't no teenagers. They can't be.
Right.
So bang, right? And then now from there, we start to do the science about how we grew up around and how this nigga, the 3 strike laws and motherfuckers was getting knocked down. And there was a train that stopped. I don't know the exact streets, nigga, but I was moving around in the back seat, my mom's car and shit. The train that stopped. On that train, it was all kind of machine guns and shit like this. The crack hit in the neighborhood, niggas was in, like motherfuckers smoked out. We started doing that, and that's what the shit was like. Well, how can we flip it? That's why we split the face. You see what I'm saying? When I said the 80s, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times where a nigga grew up. So you get the duality of it, the yin and the yang. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, Reagan's face, instead of teeth, is fangs. The minute half for what he did to our race. 81 through 89, no black man safe. We survived, so these crowns be the prize we take. You understand me? We took his head. The niggas was we took his motherfucking head, got the shit. We got the patent U.S. trademark office. We own Reagan era records, nigga. We took his motherfucking head. They were trying to kill us, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Back then. But again, we still had childhoods at that time.
Yeah, we were babies, bro. We were. I lie to you. I was in private school, 81. And I remember the Daily News putting on the front cover, the MAC-10, the first time a semi-automatic weapon entered the streets of New York. And they were selling them at the Jacob Javits Center. And that was 81. That was right after that crack came.
Yep.
Yeah.
And from 84 and on, for that 13-year period to about 97, we all know the stories with crack. So
word.
But that the Reagan era brought that in. That's why I wanted to hear it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like again, it wasn't very much to glorify because we're grown men. Yeah, I mean, we lived through it. This shit is like we lived through it, we survived it. It was an attempt on all black men's lives, black and brown men. You see what I'm saying? The minorities. It was an attempt on all our lives, and those of us that did make it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Reagan era is Reagan era records is a celebration of that type shit. Like, nigga, we made it. And we don't gotta be, dancing around. I don't know. These niggas wearing Mario Brother boots. I don't know what I don't know what the fuck, nigga. We don't gotta do that. We was fresh back in the 80s, nigga. We was fresh in the 90s. We don't gotta wear the Mega Man boots or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta do that. You know what I mean? That's what Reagan era records represents. Some shit that niggas with some goddamn sense.
But I think about it. Was that era ever really recorded and spoken about, the 80s? Because we talk about the golden era all the time, but was those stories ever them stories outside of crack? There was so much that was going on. Like we got video games, we got technology, we got first time.
Now you get it. But now you going into the extra. You going into the next phase of Reagan era records.
But also, right?
Yeah, we gotta incorporate all of that. It's the good, it's the best of the times, and the worst of the times.
And also from a music standpoint, a lot of people that we were adoring for music was Hall and Oates, Pat Benatar, Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah,
keeping it real, son. You know what I mean?
Said girls just want to have fun right now. You just throw that shit out there right now like that. My nigga said Cyndi Lauper, nigga.
Pat Benatar, Blondie. These were artists that we revered their music just as much as
nigga. Don't forget Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a nigga with the red jacket with the zippers. That was the 80s.
All day, son.
Oh man.
My nigga, why did you choose Cyndi Lauper over Michael Jackson right there? Man, I don't know.
You rolled off my tongue. I don't know.
I think Mike was the obvious pick, and Rob was going for like, yo, I got.
He trying to be different. He trying to appease.
I was thinking a little too far.
You gonna get with the Mega Man boot niggas right now?
Oh man, yo, go ahead, plug what you got going on. Where we could catch you. I had you join up on the screen, your social media, but plug everything that y'all got going on with Reagan era records.
Man, I know some niggas selling bags of weed right now. Yeah. Fuck that. Look, it's Reagan era records, man. Again, we ain't on no political shit. We not. Who said that? I ain't no black activist. None of that, man. But what we on is about doing hip hop, man, and getting that hip hop shit back where it was. I'm not saying that niggas ain't doing it now.
Right.
Because it is a shout out to Griselda and all of them. It's motherfuckers that's resurging it, but with them, because they got that money behind it, they put that. Who the fuck signs with Shady and Rock Nation? Nigga, that's crazy.
Yeah. They do got a machine.
Whose fucking child did you murder, nigga, to get this fucking type of deal? But anyhow, at the end of the day, the shit's out there, right? So that's that, man. We just want to make dope music. Continue to do what we love. Like, make dope music, travel, man, and shit. What I'm plugging right now, the Black House album is out everywhere. Go check it out. It's pretty dope. I don't want to just say like it's a hip hop album. We are children of New York and the West Coast. So imagine the mom came from the West Coast, the dad came from the East or the East. However the fuck you want to do it, we are the marriage of both of those. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we represent everywhere. So a song like Out Here, that's funny that that's the joint. But we do got remixes coming with everybody. And like when you come to a place and you get off the plane and they give you a pamphlet and it says, woo, this is what's going. That's what the record represents. It's not like, it's not on that.
That's
that Chitty Bang, Zombieville, Grassy Knoll. That's that. I was like, wow, like this project crazy.
Reagan Chronic, Cocaine 80s, Nights, Through the City, LA Universe. Got some shit, bro. Crown, shit on there, baby.
Crown, yeah. That's what's up, brother, man. Hey, brothers, I appreciate y'all.
You already know. Yo, so thank you everybody for pulling up, tuning into No Ideas Original Podcast. Dios, Negasi, we appreciate you, bro, for we put you on the hip-hop couch, which you said is hip-hop therapy.
I did that, yeah. I just had therapy about my style and all of that right now. I never had that in my life. I appreciate it, though. I feel like I should pay y'all niggas, man. Y'all got a PayPal? I hope you do, because I don't.
Yo, good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace everybody.
Bro. Peace.
Salute.